Curious how close to the outside of the box Switch 2 screen is. I've heard. Oh yeah, retail outlet stapling into it. Yeah, I heard about that too. Well, I read it, but thankfully that was not the case with mine or yours. I can't confirm, but we'll find out how close it is. Might as well start. This is not taped, by the way. It's just ready to go, ready to unflap. So, I've got instructions here, download instructions, plug it in, set it up, yada yada yada. This is not anyone's first rodeo, so. Ooh yeah, that's pretty close. That is very butt up against this cardboard, and this cardboard is pretty thin, so yeah, I would not recommend using a stapler.
What did you use a stapler for?
There were some reports of retailers stapling the receipt to the box, and they were puncturing the LCD screen.
Oh.
Hey, TM. Long time no see. Yeah, this is my first one in a long time. Hope you're doing okay, buddy. I'm just gonna put that off to the side here. So this is the actual Switch itself. It's thinner than I thought. I'm gonna take it out of its protective plastic here. It's not OLED like we're used to with the Switch OLEDs. This is LCD, but it does have variable refresh rate, which is pretty cool. Helps smooth out games that don't quite run at a stable FPS. You guys have seen a lot of videos and stuff on this, I'm sure, but yep, there's the phone. There are 2 USB-C ports for charging wherever you find most convenient, top or bottom, which is nice. In the Switch one, it was only on the bottom, which was kind of hard to deal with if you were playing it in like tabletop, but now you've got choices, which is pretty cool. I'm sure there will be plenty. So the Joy-Con 2, these I'm very curious about. The coloring is a lot more subtle this time around. The whole thing's not blue or red, or it's kind of orangey. Okay, all right. I am wearing a shirt, yeah. So first impressions, just kind of raw dogging these. They're longer than the Switch 1 Joy-Cons, which is awesome. My hands are not that big to begin with. Like, I don't have big man hands, but these definitely feel pretty good by themselves. You still got... I know why they do this, because this is obviously supposed to mimic ABYX whenever you're holding it like this, but I always preferred the traditional D-pad. But obviously they did this for multiplayer reasons. I want to see, because these don't slide on this time around. These should just snap in and be magnetic. Okay, not quite as magnetic as I was expecting, but oh yeah, that side was better. And then do they just pull out? Where's there? Oh no, there's a release here. Okay, that's cool. It's almost like a trigger. I like that. Then, nope, you can't really pull them apart without the trigger back here. So that is nice, and that definitely feels good. Excuse me, it's a lot bigger, but it's light also. So this is definitely comfortable. I don't know for how long it would be comfortable, but it's definitely comfortable.
Ooh.
Give it a hold. Chinzilla's behind me. because this is our Switch. We are sharing custody. Let's see. Just want to make sure I don't accidentally broadcast my code for the internet because someone will steal it. So I'm just gonna take a look at this first. Okay. Nope, that's just warranty information, etc., etc. Okay. Maybe the code might be on its own special card or something. I don't know. Old Pro controllers, yes they are, and we will get to the Pro controllers because I actually have a new one to unbox also. You've got your HDMI cable, but this one is Ultra certified. It is ultra high speed, which means, I want to say it's 2.1. This is what will allow for 4K. I was going to say it allows for variable refresh rate too, but whenever you're docked, you lose that functionality. I don't know. But yeah, the dock can do 4K. With some games, it can do 4K. Off the top of my head, I know the new Metroid Prime will do 4K. And I think the Switch 2 versions of Scarlet and Violet, yes, Scarlet and Violet are getting Switch 2 enhancements, and they've posted videos and the game looks complete.
Oh.
It looks like it's out of beta.
It might be time to actually get the DLC then.
Yeah. Yeah, the DLC. That sounds like a good idea.
Because I never bought that.
Me either. These are the wrist straps, which is interesting. They're definitely different. They're kind of like rings. They almost look like stretched out rubber bands, but obviously these are for the Joy-Cons. It's just plastic. All right, what else is here? You got your AC adapter, which is 2 pieces this time around, as opposed to just one. This is your standard brick USB-C. It's got USB-C, USB-C cable. So it's USB-C on both ends. Pretty standard, pretty cool. It is, what's the wattage on this? Am I reading that right? Okay, is it? Okay, it does up to 60. Okay. So I think the Switch 1 was 45 watts max, so this is 60. So it draws a little more power, which makes sense. It's a more powerful machine. And if it does, yeah, 60. Okay. I was thinking other like portable PCs like the Asus ROG Ally and the Lenovo Legion Go, which I have, and I'll be kind of comparing it to this. They come with 65 watt chargers, so close but not quite the same. Here's the Joy-Con controller holster? I don't know, the grip, that's what it's called. Yeah, you definitely need to use a Switch 2 dock for the Switch 2. It's not forward compatible. But I don't know if it's backwards compatible either. I might try it. I might not want to try it. They're shaped differently. This one is obviously also magnetic. It doesn't slide in like the Switch 1 grip. Feels pretty good. Feels pretty much standard like the first one. Nothing crazy. And the dock. Switch 2. This is interesting. It's ventilated here and it's got little rubber feet. I think the old Switch dock did also. Maybe it wasn't rubber.
I don't remember.
Maybe it wasn't rubber feet. Maybe it was just raised plastic. Oh, stupid ads. I'm sorry. I'll wait.
And for what it's worth, it, for me anyway, it was the Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering ad.
That's a cool ad.
I was like, ooh, I feel targeted.
You are going to love that set.
Yes.
I've seen some people do unboxing of like ripping open packs.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be wicked.
Ooh.
You're gonna love it. So there are so many cool cards with cool art.
If we can't host people here on account of Genji, maybe that's a thought. fantasy flavored snack packs.
Stupid ads.
Oh gosh, this is still going. Jumping crickets.
It's 2 minutes.
It's intense.
Yeah. That's one thing that I was coming back to with Twitch, is that I noticed there are pushing ads a lot more.
Gotta make them dollars.
Yeah. I know Twitch is not profitable for Amazon, so.
So, full confession, I did temporarily subscribe to a channel because of their corgi emotes.
That's totally acceptable. Oh, it's Protocord, yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like Protocord.
Yeah. And we're back. Alright, sorry about that. I snoozed it the first time, and I got caught up in yapping and forgot to snooze it the second time. So, apologies for that. So, I'll just start over. Here's the dock. Switch to ventilated bottom. There are rubber feet, which, again, I don't think the Switch 1 dock had. I think it was just raised plastic. But you can see there's tiny screws here, too, for taking it apart, which I don't know why I would need to do that, but... Okay, so this is its own separate piece. Comes apart. This is pretty standard. This is a lot closer to the Switch OLED dock because it has the built-in Ethernet cable, or Ethernet port, which I recommend everybody use if you're playing video games online. HDMI, USB-C, pretty standard stuff. So, there's nothing else in here really. I ordered a separate dock that will come eventually that I'll use for down here in my streaming room. So, there will be potential for more content again. Okay, so that was the Switch 2. I'm not going to put everything quite back in the way it was.
You want to hand this stuff to me, I can move it to another.
Thanks.
Ooh, thank
Location.
you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, plastic.
Okay, that not working.
Yeah, me either. Alright. On to the next thing. The Switch 2 Pro controller. Now, I must confess, I opened this up and charged it earlier, so this is not the first time unboxing. This does have tape on the side, so you'll want to cut that before you try and tear into this thing. Yeah, content. Lots of cardboard dust. So, charging cable. That's pretty cool. It is USB-A and USB-C, so obviously you would plug this into the dock to charge your Pro controller. Same as before, nothing crazy. But now,
Is there an option to charge the controller not in the Switch?
yeah, you can just plug it in wherever.
Okay.
Also, so we've got the Switch 2 Pro controller. Looks pretty similar, right? Maybe to its older brother. Sorry, there's definitely some gamer gunk on this one, and I didn't notice till just now how bad it was from an angle, so I apologize. This is the one that I used to play all kinds of Splatoon with back in the day. Very similar feel here. You can see the buttons, actually, the face buttons are a little bit bigger. Wow, just looking at the stream, it is very hard to tell, and I don't think there's a way for me to really like overlap it so that it makes sense, but This is very similar. The control sticks, actually, I don't know if that sound's picking up. D-pad feels very similar. It might be a little bit bigger also. Yeah, maybe the buttons are a little bigger, but the controller itself is a little bit smaller, just by a smidge. But there were two reasons why I wanted to not wait and use the Pro Controller. Okay, three. One is you can turn on the system with the Switch 2 Pro Controller. You can't turn on your Switch 2 Pro Controller with a Switch 1 Pro Controller. Weird, I don't know why, just Nintendo things. There are back buttons on the Switch 2 Pro Controller. Programmable, a lot of Pro Controllers now have back buttons. I'm used to it on Xbox and PS5, so it's nice to have this option. And the other thing that makes it, in my eyes, an actual Pro Controller is the headphone jack. Plugging in a headset, probably for use with the new game chat. I think that's great. Being able to just and not have to mess with any other extra plugs or peripherals is really nice. So I'm looking forward to using this with Mario Kart. I'm going to get that all downloaded and set up once I'm done broadcasting here. Yeah, this is, I'm excited for this. Was it worth $85? I don't know. Probably not really, but I have poor impulse control, so that's my story and I'm sticking to it. All right, so that's that. I'll give this to you. Thank you.
I'm gonna touch it.
You should. This is what I was most excited for. The GameCube controller for Nintendo Switch Online through their GameCube Classics. Nintendo obviously has been no stranger to remaking GameCube controllers, I want to say. Whichever term fits best there, really. They did it in the Wii U with Smash Brothers for the Wii U. They did it for Smash Ultimate with the Switch 1 generation. So, and they had the adapters that you could plug into the Wii U and the Switch dock. So GameCube controller never really died out. Oh yeah, and the Wii, it had 4 GameCube ports on top because the Wii was basically 2 GameCubes stuck together power-wise. So this one, there we go. Okay, so you might think this plastic shield is part of the cardboard, but it's just its own separate thing. So interesting. But now for this guy itself. Someone who played a lot of GameCube back in the day, this feels exactly how it did back in 2001, I want to say. Everyone knows this controller is up there with some of the best controllers, I feel like. I don't know what it is. A lot of the buttons just feel fun to press. C-stick is probably my only complaint with this controller, making it not good for first-person shooter type games. You can get away with it, but obviously you've got the C, it's basically a nipple here. You don't have nearly as much control like you do with the left stick. The big difference here is obviously the actual Switch 2 buttons here. You've got Z, which is actually, this feels mechanical. You can kind of hear that too, so that's different. I think the shoulder buttons are still pressure sensitive. I don't remember what the term for that is, but hey, Big, how are you? I am alive on twitch.tv interweb, yes. Somehow I made it work, so hope you're doing well, buddy. It's so nice to see you here in this format once again. So tiny ZL button. I'm assuming this is also ZR for whenever you're in the menu. You've got the chat button here, screenshot and home. This is the sync, and it charges via USB-C. No headphone jack, but this is less advanced than a Pro controller, I guess, even though it's probably one of the better controllers out there. Yeah, analog triggers, you're right, Grim. So I've got a well-seasoned, oh no, Orange Spice GameCube controller that I've kept in good condition since my teens, from whenever the GameCube was most relevant. Obviously, this is going to feel a lot looser, especially the triggers. Funny enough, I think the original is a tiny bit heavier, even though this has, I'm sure this has built-in rumble also, and a few other advancements in the technology, but yeah, no, it's a very faithful recreation. Fuzzy, sorry. I'm looking forward to using this with Wind Waker and Soul Calibur 2 and F-Zero. So, okay, pretty much all the GameCube Classic launch titles I'm looking forward to using with it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I feel like the Switch 2 is probably the Switch Pro that we all wanted. I know that I wanted that. The OLED just wasn't quite the Pro Switch that I wanted it to be, but I'm pretty sure this Switch 2 is, since it's going to be, some games already run better even without a patch, I've read. Like, games that I think have unlocked frame rate get a lot closer to 60, or they run at 60. Well, if it's unlocked, then maybe not, but at least it gets closer to 60, I'm not sure. I just have to try this stuff out for myself, so, well, 25 minutes. Time flew by. That's crazy. All right, so I'm going to get things set up upstairs. I've got a dock coming so that I can take our Switch 2, because this is, Chinzilla and I are sharing custody of this Switch 2. We decided we're going to take it slow, see how it works out, and one of us is, we have conditions where if a Animal Crossing Switch 2 comes out first, I'll buy half of that, and then I'll inherit this Switch. But if an all-red Switch 2 comes out, the reverse happens, where I buy that, or she buys half of that, and then she gets this one, and I get the all-red one, so.
Correction, if there's one with cute colors.
Oh, cute colors, okay. Correction, not just Animal Crossing cute colors, other than the default light blue and red orange. So, all right, I really appreciate all of you that chatted, dropped in. Twitch said it had been about 2 years since I last went live. Seems longer than that, but I have a good feeling there's going to be more content on this channel coming your way. So do with that information however you will. I don't want to say I've got stuff cooking, but I do. Spoiler alert. So I have to remember how to actually talk to everyone in this fashion and yap. So there might be a bit of a learning curve, but I appreciate you guys nonetheless. You know where to find me. Discord, still active. Dump Twitter. In 2024, I'm only active really on Blue Sky, a little bit Instagram, but now I'm just yapping. So, training montage for yapping. Yeah, basically. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. You're the best. Have a good night. Enjoy your Switch 2s, Matt, or sorry, Grim. Yours is here. I'll see you when you pick it up tomorrow. I'll see you online, everybody. Peace.